I just received the pallet of fireworks I ordered online.
If you're spending more than $500 a year on fireworks, I highly suggest you consider buying wholesale. In this video, I'm going to show you how and where you can buy wholesale, some tips and tricks on doing so, as well as some price comparison for your reference.
So first we need to go to 76fireworks.com. I use this website to purchase fireworks annually, and the main reason for that is Spirit of 76 Fireworks has several house brands, including their 76 Pro line, Tako, and Sky Bacon fireworks. They have real-time inventory information, product videos, and durations directly on each product listing. The first thing you need to do is click on this Shop Wholesale Fireworks button, and then click the Sign In option. Obviously, if you're a new customer, choose this option. Otherwise, you can sign in. When you're first creating an account, you're going to be in silver pricing, and that is a $500 order minimum. But you can get better pricing by jumping up to gold, which is a $2,000 order minimum. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on that in just a second. And there are even higher discounts available. I'm actually going to show you some examples of all three pricing categories. If you watched my recent shopping trip video, you might have seen that I picked up Dragon Duel from Winda for $19.99 at the store. I've seen it in other retail operations for around $15, and in this case, for wholesale, it's a case of 12 200-gram cakes, and you'll see it's $11.51 per cake, or $138 for the case. Now keep in mind, this is silver pricing, so let me show you gold pricing. So now we're looking at the gold pricing, and you'll see Dragon Duel per piece is now $8.53, which is about a 25% saving between silver and gold pricing. Now, if you're telling yourself, I can't spend $2,000 on fireworks, I have a tip for you. The best thing to do in this situation to get higher pricing discounts, not just at Spirit 76, but any store anywhere, is to try to get people together to make one purchase at the same time. For example, your neighbor also buys fireworks. Reach out to them and say, hey, let's go in on a group buy where we each contribute some amount of money, and then we can split the cases that we purchase. That's the best way in order to get into higher pricing discounts. And if you make it to the next pricing tier discount, Dragon Duel is actually only $7. When a lot of people talk about buying wholesale, they normally don't like the idea of it because, for example, you're stuck with 12 of these 200-gram cakes. One of the things I like to do year after year is I will purchase cakes like this, and maybe I'll use 6 in my fireworks show this year, and then I have half a case or 6 to use in a future show. Now, if I was purchasing with a group of people, obviously I wouldn't have to necessarily do that. So there's just a couple ways to look at it where you might be purchasing more initially, but then next year you can purchase less, and you're basically splitting cases year after year. So you always have some inventory on hand. Another option if you want to buy wholesale but you're worried about getting stuck with a lot of the same product is look at assortments. For example, see this Brothers Star assortment. So it's 4 different cakes into one case. So that way you can get 4 different items. In this case, at my pricing structure, $88 for the case or $22 per piece. If you're in the gold tier, it's closer to about $100 per case. So another example I want to show you guys is the silver and gold. I specifically pointed it out in the tent shopping trip video because it was $120 buy one get one, or about $60 a piece, but you had to spend the $120. Well, in this case, if you spent $98 at the gold pricing tier, you'd get 4 of them, or $24.51 each. If you're in the silver pricing tier, it's closer to $30, and if you're in the higher pricing tier, it's closer to $20. So either way, at the wholesale level, it's between $20 and $30. Another really cool feature Spirit just added is this 3D preview. So if we click on this, we can actually see a 3D simulation of what this firework looks like. So check this out. Alright, now let's go watch the actual product video. Pretty darn accurate. Let's go ahead and start looking at some deals and adding some product to our cart. So I like to go right into the closeout items, normally because that's discounted product and there's nothing wrong with it per se. They might just want to move it because they got a lot of inventory in the previous year, for example. So I'm going to skip past the assortments, and if we go down to some of these 500-gram cakes, so for example, Spider Nebula, there's 4 of them in a case, it's $120, so you're looking at $30 per cake. It's a really solid cake from Winda, so we're going to go ahead and add one to my cart. Here's another really good 200-gram cake, Lace Combustion. It's basically all lace effect from Winda, an 8-1 case. This is $74, so about $9 a piece. Real American, here's another good one. This is 12-1 case from Realtree, and the really cool thing about this is it has spinning tails or tourbillons up to a red, white, and blue break. And so there's 12 of them for $107, so another one that's about $9 a pop. Okay, I wanted to mention that a lot of the 76 Pro line items are actually not professional use only, meaning you do not have to have an additional certification or license in order to purchase. For example, you'll see some of the items here. 20-shot finale box, Humming Snakes to Brocade Crown instant. So all 20 shots go off instantaneously, and I can just go ahead and purchase a case of these. Now, if we scroll down through the list here, you'll see some of these items, professional use only, so you will have to have some type of certificate in order to purchase that. And you'll actually see, for example, these cases are a 6-1 case, where the ones that anyone can purchase are a 4-1 case. I'll actually show you an example of why that is once we get to the end of the video. But just wanted to show you there's a lot of single effect type cakes and a lot of really awesome stuff that's labeled Pro line that anyone can purchase. Okay, I just wanted to show you an example of where we're at currently. So I have 15 cases in my cart, which is 4 2-inch no-abs, 50 200-gram cakes, 32 500-gram cakes, and 8 ground wheels. And the total price right now is $1,800. The cost of shipping is going to depend on how much product you buy and how far it has to go. Basically, weight and distance is what's going to calculate that cost. Also things such as residential delivery, liftgate, and more. So if you need to get product shipped to you and you can't, an option you can do is ship it to the nearest distribution center and then going there and picking it up. That's what a lot of people do if you can't ship to a specific state or you're at a residential address that a semi-truck cannot get to. You can just go pick it up yourself at the nearest distribution center. Now let me show you some of the product we actually got.
So I ended up getting 30 different cases. I'm going to show you some of the pieces. So I did get a case of that silver and gold. 4 of them, not using it in my show this year. That's going to be a future video, most likely. Also got a case of the Lace Combustion from Winda, 200-gram cake, 8 of those in a case. A bunch of pro use cakes. We did get the Spider Nebula from Winda. That is in my 4th of July show. We got a bunch of the Hammer cakes. So these are basically the pro line use salutes. Check those out. They have 2 fuses and you can compound them together to make one heck of a finale or whatever you like. Something else I want to mention, so in my retail shopping trip there was a 49-shot lemon and purple go-getter sitting on the shelf, and those pro use items are illegal for anyone to purchase. These pro use only, professional use only products, not everyone can purchase unless you have a specific certification or license. And you'll notice, compared to the size of my hand, this thing is tiny because they're not conforming to the CPSC's guidelines on spacing. Because it's professional use only, they are in a smaller, more dense packed packaging, which means this is a case of 6, which is the same size as like a 200-gram case, or actually probably even smaller than that. More compact, cheaper shipping, better for storage. Awesome that we are in that route. Who knows if that's going to stick around. Something else I wanted to show you guys. This is kind of cool. I got a bunch of these Silver Dragon finale boxes. So 5 seconds, 150 shots. It's basically a Saturn missile, but fused to go really fast. These were actually cheap, so I'm throwing up 5 of them in my show this year. I got a case of 12. So the other, 8 are basically going to be set aside for future videos, demos, or whatever. I just love stuff like that. Get a case of 12, use a couple, you got plenty for future use. Yeah, bunch of other stuff here, some crossette cakes, some 2-inch no-ab willows down there, assorted flames, single shots, and more. Hope you guys enjoy this behind the scenes of purchasing wholesale. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.
If you find this video entertaining, please leave a like and consider subscribing so you do not miss future content.